Gleam. Count on Chris.
Now that the holidays are here, we turn our attention today to an important and often overlooked aspect of this time of year, the impact on mental health. This morning, we delve into the challenges many of us face during the holiday season, and we explore ways to prioritize and protect your mental well-being. Let's go on the record.
From WPBF 25, this is On the Record with Todd McDermott.
Good morning. Today, we're exploring the emotional health of adults, including seniors, and our children, too. From the pressure of holiday expectations to the impact of social isolation, let's look at ways to get support at a crucial time of the year. Joining me now is Kelly Jarvis, Development Director for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, Palm Beach County. Thank you so much first for being here. And this really is something that maybe we don't talk enough about during the holidays, but I think that's changing. Tell me about the mission of the Alliance.
Yeah, so NAMI is the National Alliance Mental Illness in Palm Beach County. We provide education, support, and advocacy for those living with mental health conditions, as well as family members. We're the only organization that's working with family members, whether or not the individual is involved. It's important for them to put their own air mask on before they help a loved one. So we do this through free programs and services, support groups, education classes, presentations to break down stigma and build better lives for people with mental health conditions.
So you make sure that you're doing okay, and then you look out for those around you.
That's correct. Yeah.
I liked that reference to being on an airliner. What is particularly challenging, and I've touched on it a little bit, but what's particularly challenging about this time of year for folks?
Yeah, so the holidays come with a lot of expectations and stress, thinking about having the perfect holiday tree, the perfect gift.
Right out of a Hallmark movie.
Exactly,
right?
What you see on social media. That's a lot of stress for people. And then you have the financial burden of being able to afford all those things. It's a hard time for a lot of people right now. So that's very stressful. Additionally, I know we live in sunny South Florida, but a lot of people can be impacted by seasonal affect disorder. So that can be.
Does that actually happen to people in South Florida anyway? I mean, the weather does change.
Yeah.
The days grow shorter, so it could still be an issue, right?
It does. So if you think about the time when you leave work, when I was leaving work at 5, 6 o'clock before the time change, it was sunny outside. And now when I go to leave work, it's dark. That can have a big impact on your mental health.
And is it also a factor that while we know that there are emotional impacts and problems that may surface during this time of the year for us, some people either don't acknowledge or don't realize what's happening. We hit Thanksgiving and we don't realize that maybe we're starting to feel depressed.
Yeah, it's so busy at this time of year that all of a sudden you have changes to your sleep schedule that you didn't really notice before. So there's lots of signs that you can look at to know if it's impacting your mental health.
Let's talk about that. First of all, signs in ourselves and factors we might see in our loved ones that we need to look out for.
Yeah, so sleep is a big one. So either more sleep or less sleep. Thinking about binging, that doesn't necessarily mean food or alcohol. That could be social media or TV. Loss of interest in activities that you once enjoyed. That's another symptom that you might experience. And then hopelessness. And I want to make a note that, people feel sad and depressed, and those feelings are valid and you're going to feel them. But when you're hopeless for days, for weeks at a time, that's when it's really important to get help.
And I'm looking at this also in terms of people feeling the need to be cheerful. There's that pressure to be cheery, and that can really cause a problem too.
Yeah, I mean, again, that expectation that you have around the holidays that you're supposed to be happy, and when you're not feeling that way, you're like, what's wrong with me?
Now, let's talk about programs that you can offer. What's out there that can actually help somebody who says, I realize I need to reach out?
Yeah, so we provide support groups, either in person or online, for individuals with mental health conditions, as well as family members. You can find that out on our website. And those are a great way to get help during the holidays, when you're feeling stressed out, and we offer those all throughout the year. Additionally, we have a drop-in center that meets every Wednesday, and those are for individuals with mental health conditions, a way to build social connections. So social connections are really going to be an antidote to the loneliness during the holidays. And so having those friends and family that you're reaching out to. So that drop-in center is really great. And we're actually going to have it open on Christmas Day this year. So have a space that's welcoming for people who are feeling really lonely on the holiday.
That's really a good idea. For somebody out there, how do they find you?
Yeah, you can go on our website. It's www.namipbc.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. You can find out all about our various programs. I only highlighted 2 today, but there's a lot more that we do. You can also get information about mental health and other resources here in the community.
And also, before we let you go, other advice you would offer to somebody this time of year in checking themselves, especially to make sure that you're okay?
Yeah, so, maintain balance this year is going to be really important. We're so busy and have a lot going on, so keeping your schedule and your structure in place, I think, is going to be really important to keeping on top of your mental health for the holidays.
Okay, we appreciate the work that you do.
Thank you so much.
And I hope, our hope today is that people will see this and realize it's okay to reach out.
It is. It's asking for help is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness.
All right, that's Kelly Jarvis of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Again, thanks for going on the record today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next, On the Record focuses on the resources available for the emotional well-being of our children.
Drastic price reductions on hot tubs and swim spas at Southeast Pools and Spas, West Palm Beach, and Port St. Lucie locations from December 8th to the 17th. We're moving out all 2023 models at tremendous savings with hot tubs starting at $49.95. Financing available at Southeast Pools and Spas. Everything must go.
Here's to taking a break. The upside of downtime. Here's to celebrating the sunshine. At Leaders, we know why you choose to call Florida home. And you want furniture built for outdoor Florida living. Custom choices to love, quality that's easy to care for, and prices that make it easy to own. So here's to you, the break takers and the celebration makers. Here's to Florida living with Leaders Furniture.
Every morning, trust WPBF 25 First Warning Weather's Sandra Shaw to get you prepared for the day ahead. South Florida's only certified most accurate 7-day forecast. Sponsored by Rubenstein Law, your personal injury lawyers.
Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is overstocked with new Kias arriving daily. So now is the best time to save thousands on your new Kia. Shop one of the area's largest selections of new Kias, including hybrids and the fully electric EV6. Make no payments until 2024. Have a trade? Get up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. And if you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, we want to approve your credit. Only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
At New South, we know your home is your sanctuary, your place for safety and security. Your New South windows are custom built in our factory and designed to keep the elements where they belong, outside. So turn up the quality with New South Window. We install peace of mind with our lifetime guarantee. Be
For a limited time only, for every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free.
The Hot Tub and Swim Spa Year-End Clearance Expo is at Southeast Pools and Spas at West Palm Beach and Port St. Lucie from December 8th through the 17th. Prices slashed on all 2023 models. We're emptying the warehouse of hot tubs and swim spas at year-end blowout prices at Southeast Pools and Spas.
You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Brittany Grimshaw Houtland from the High Ridge Family Center in West Palm Beach. I know this is a residential treatment program for young people in Palm Beach County, but tell us more about it and what it offers them.
Right, so the High Ridge Family Center is actually a part of a larger department, the Youth Services Department for Palm Beach County, and we serve families and their children all across the county free of charge. And that can include therapy for kids as young as 1 to as old as 22. Specifically, the High Ridge Family Center is a 5-day-a-week program where kids who have faced challenges, whether it be in school, at home with their peers, will come and actually attend a Palm Beach County school on site in a more controlled environment with behavioral specialists in the room, and then spend their day doing things, different activities, group therapy, individual therapy. It's a trauma-informed program to help kids go back out to their normal school and be successful.
So let's talk about that. Trauma-informed, maybe not be a term that everybody understands. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, so trauma-informed basically means instead of looking at someone and saying, what's wrong with you? you change it to what happened to you. So when we're looking at a child acting out, for example, like having a temper tantrum, instead of saying, oh, what's wrong with that kid? It turns into, oh, I wonder what happened to that kid that they're reacting this way. So it is a strengths-based approach that helps you look at the strengths of the child or the family as opposed to the weaknesses.
So they're going to school on the High Ridge campus. They're also getting counseling. Is it individual and group?
Yes, so there is individual counseling, there's group counseling, and family counseling. So we believe that at the end of the day, when they leave High Ridge, we are a chapter in their book that should be closed. And families are going to be able to best support themselves when they have the tools to succeed on their own. So that family therapy component is very important because that's what's going to maintain the changes that were made as they're going to be there to support each other.
And how long does that process take usually?
So kids can be at our facility from about 3 to 4 months. When they come in, we sit down with the family and the child, come up with treatment goals that benefit the whole family. It is entirely voluntary, so the kid is on board as well. And based on their progress towards those treatment goals, we actually get to have a lot of fun. There's a graduation. Once they leave, the staff gets to give speeches, the parents give a speech, the kids get an actual certificate. It's a big celebration once they meet their goals and graduate.
I can see the joy in your face. It must be rewarding for the staff to see these graduates accomplish this and go on, as you say, close the book.
Absolutely. A kid is not typically leaving unless staff, therapists, everybody there knows that that kid is going to have the tools to be successful on their own or with the support of their family. So watching a kid walk across that stage is the best feeling to know that they got it. It's going to be okay.
And the ages of these particular children?
So we see children ages 11 to 16, and it's a really great way to keep them in a similar age peer group. So we also work on things like social skills, setting boundaries with friendships, so that way when they go back to their school, it's a little easier to manage the friendships that come with adolescence.
And how are they referred to High Ridge?
So anyone can be referred to High Ridge. Typically, we receive referrals from schools. We are on the list for 211. However, anyone can Google PBC Youth Services Department and call, and they go through an intake process that will allow them to attend High Ridge. So we're open to anyone that's a resident in Palm Beach County.
Now, in the time we have left, let's talk about the particular challenges for kids during this time of year. What do they face?
Kids are like sponges. So just like parents are stressed at the holidays, kids can feel that. I like to think of it as you're going to work, you typically have a cube job, you're in the back, not talking to a lot of people, and all of a sudden you show up and you're working the front desk with new expectations, you gotta talk to everybody, dress different. The holidays are a whole new set of expectations for kids. And so when that's not communicated, it can be very difficult and uncomfortable for kids during the holidays.
And these ages you're talking about, that's not like the peak communication age, 11 to 16. That's tough. They're not communicating in many cases to begin with. So what do parents have to look out for in their children?
The biggest thing, as parents, family, caregivers are experts on their own kids, are changes in behavior. More specific could be whether it be in mood, kids acting out, being irritable, looking anxious or depressed. It could also be more physical, changes in sleep, changes in appetite, regression in behavior. So maybe a kid starts sucking their thumb again and they haven't in a while. Anything that differs from the norm is a red flag for parents that something might be going on.
All right, I hope this opens some eyes this morning. Brittany Grimshaw-Hotland, thanks for being here. And again, it's the High Ridge Center.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate your time. Next, we're going on the record. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the mental health programs for seniors.
With the convenience of available Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving technology, Ford F-150. That's built Ford tough. Visit Alpaca Ford West Palm Beach today for 2.9% for 72 months on a 2023 Ford F-150.
Here's what Floridians are saying about StormSmart custom hurricane protection.
We can't tell you how perfect the installation is. We were over the moon pleased.
The hurricane shades on our lanai are so functional and beautiful.
They block incoming rain and sun and allow me to see out.
The next hurricane season will find us very well prepared.
We will absolutely endorse StormSmart.
Call 866-60-SMART and start designing your custom StormSmart screens and high-impact windows today.
Navigate West Palm Beach traffic, WPBF 25 News Mornings.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or just in time for the holidays, get $8,000 total value for current eligible GMC owners. That's 15% below MSRP on select 2023 Sierra models. We are professional breed. GMC.
When you're injured, you want more. More service, more lawyers, more resources. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. And like me, they love more. Yeah, could use a little more. And unlike Christmas, which you only get to celebrate for maybe 2 months a year, they have over 4,000 support staff working 24/7 all year long.
When you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
The future of driving is here, with the convenience of available Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving technology. Visit Alpaca Ford Royal Palm Beach today for 2.9% for 72 months on a 2023 Ford F-150.
Joining me now is Patrice Shorter with 211, the community crisis phone line, which serves people in Palm Beach County and on the Treasure Coast. First, Patrice, you've been with the agency for 17 years. How has it changed in that time?
Well, I mean, I'm just really proud of what I do and passionate about what I do, and it really hasn't changed all that much. The staff are still dedicated, and we're there 24 hours a day to be that warm, caring voice at the end of the line. So I'm really proud of our staff. We do a great job.
So important.
Yeah.
Where do you find your staff, and tell me something about the folks who actually devote their time to doing this?
Well, the people that come to us are very passionate about helping people, and we do an extensive training with them. So well over 100 hours, classroom plus buddy shift and role playing, so that they're very prepared to handle all levels of call before they answer the line themselves.
In this amount of time that you've been with the agency, has the perception evolved of 211 and crisis hotlines?
We've been a crisis hotline in this county for over 50 years, so we really have served this community for a long time. I think people are starting to understand that it's important to have that resource available for themselves or somebody that they may know. So the message is just really important that they understand that they can help somebody by calling 211 if they're not sure of what to do, or if they themselves are in a crisis or overwhelmed.
Do you find, you said more than 50 years, do you find that people are more willing to reach out than perhaps they once were?
I think there's been a lot of great work in this county to break down the stigma surrounding mental health. So I think people are a little more open to reaching out to get the care. So I just think that's a great thing. We've got a lot of great county initiatives and a great support system in Palm Beach County.
And I have to go back to the holiday season now. Mm-hmm. And I have to ask, are more people calling 211? You know, we are talking isolation,
right,
depression, that sense of loss, and that sense that I need to be cheerful when I don't feel that way. Are more people actually asking for help?
Well, the mental health calls have been very steady. You know, people are still struggling with economics, and A lot of them are overwhelmed with what's happening on the world stage. So we are hearing that, and people that have anxiety, that can be more impactful for those individuals as well. But we are getting calls from people that are feeling depressed because they can't be with their loved ones this holiday season. We are getting calls from parents that just don't have the means to provide a proper Christmas for their children. So they're just a little sad and despondent about that. And we're also getting individuals who are struggling with their housing. They've either, the rents have gone up, they can't afford to stay, they've been evicted, or the house has been sold out that they were renting, sold out from underneath them. So we have a lot of individuals that are still calling. The affordable housing situation is still a huge issue in Palm Beach County.
Let me move on to a specific group,
Sure.
and that would be senior citizens.
Yes.
Because since the pandemic, really, which
Yes.
exacerbated those feelings of isolation, I know it's open to people of any age, but
Right.
what kinds of calls and what kinds of challenges are connected to seniors right now?
Well, the CDC did mention that there are certain populations that are more vulnerable. Seniors and caregivers kind of fall into that catchment. But, we average about 350 calls per day. Seniors make up almost a quarter of those calls. So we do have a lot of seniors that are struggling on fixed incomes to meet their basic needs of food and shelter or housing. So we're hearing those on a daily basis. And, there are some resources if a senior does seem to have a little bit more of a mental health concern and the wherewithal for that. There are some programs out there that we can help them get connected to. But I guess I'll segue to one of my favorite programs, and that's our Sunshine Daily phone calls. So we're calling about 600 seniors every day.
That's fantastic.
And we know, the Surgeon General of the United States mentioned that we're in an epidemic of loneliness, and this program really impacts those seniors. They have somebody that cares enough to call them every single day around the same time within our program and check on their well-being. And there was a university project that did a study on programs such as ours. And of course, they found that there was a great impact for positive, impact on these seniors that were getting this daily call. Just having one person that reaches out and keeps them connected, it's very important.
And clearly, the Surgeon General used that term, epidemic of loneliness, to
Yes.
try to draw attention to this. It is not just a phrase. It is really out there.
It
from what
is
you
really
see.
out there, and we have, I say to people, wherever you're at, you can throw a stone and you're probably going to hit a house that has a senior that's sitting there by themselves. So I encourage people this holiday season, if they're concerned about a neighbor, they know of an isolated elder, maybe just to check in and see how they're doing and just to say hi. But I also encourage people that if they do have that for themselves, if they're elderly, or if it's somebody who's housebound or disabled, to call us and sign up for that Sunshine program. It's just a wonderful program.
I also want to mention adult caregivers,
Yes.
perhaps seniors who are caring for their
Yes.
spouses as they
Yes.
age. They specifically may need some intervention, some help, some support.
Yes, there are caregivers that, particularly if they're caregiving for a nonverbal spouse who's incapacitated, they are very isolated and alone. So they can reach out to us for our caregiver support project. It provides that emotional support. We also can find resources for them that can help benefit them as well. So just having somebody in their corner can be enough to make the difference. But we've also expanded our Sunshine program so that those seniors or those adult caregivers can get that daily call as well, just to see if everything's going okay and just to say hi. Just a lovely addition.
And a reminder, 211 is there for you. Patrice Schroeder, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
We really appreciate it. And we'll be right back.
The stories that matter in Green Acres. WPBF 25 News Mornings.
This holiday season, be a light of hope in the community you call home.
Make time for family, friends, the people you love the most.
From Christmas to Kwanzaa.
And every night of Hanukkah.
Whatever phrase you say.
Or traditions you hold.
Celebrate it all with an open heart.
Happy holidays from all of us here at WPBF 25.
How
How much can Steiger Green and Finer get you?
They got Richard $160,000.
$235,000 for this accident. Steiger turned this crash into $1.3 million.
Wow, that's serious money.
800-561-1111. Brace yourself. Get ready. Because Bears Furniture is taking savings to a whole new level. Up to 77% off store-wide during the warehouse clearance sale. Get high-quality furniture and mattresses from the brands you want at the lowest possible prices. Genuine leather sofas up to 77% off. Dressers from $297. Dining tables from $197. Save on discontinued items, one-of-a-kinds, and more. Plus, final weekend, save an extra 10% on remaining floor sample clearance. Wear Bears.
For the best brands at the best prices, shop Vero Beach Outlets, off Route 60 west of 95, exit 147 in Vero Beach.
There's so much cleaning to keep up with in your house. The biggest job, cleaning the floors. A once-a-year deep clean from Stanley Steamer helps floors last longer and makes them easier for me to keep clean. Wood, tile, or marble, they know what they're doing. And with their powerful equipment, I know the dirt is removed, not just moved around. There's something about the feeling of clean, and for my family, a clean home isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And Stanley Steamer is who I trust for a once-a-year deep clean.
Call or click to schedule Stanley Steamer.
When Gwen got $1.3 million for her car wreck,
Who did she have to thank?
Steiger Green and Finer. Now, the big question. How much can Steiger Green and Finer get you?
800-561-1111.
Thank you for joining us today for the discussion of this really important topic. We can't say this enough. If you or a loved one is struggling emotionally, please don't hesitate to reach out. There is very real help out there, as we've tried to show you, and people who truly care. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It's 988. Locally, you can always dial 211. And again, you can call both of those numbers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As always, we encourage you to be part of our discussions each and every Sunday morning right here at 10 o'clock. Until next week, you can watch this morning's On the Record episode and every episode on our website, WPBF.com, and on our free WPBF 25 News app. Matter of Fact with Soledad O'Brien is next. We want you to have a wonderful Sunday. We'll see you again next week.